What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Before the Show, a Telos Co production. My name is Nick Sands. I'm going to be the host of this hopefully exciting endeavor. And I'm here today with Alexia.
Hello.
She is a musician, a Berkeley graduate, a singer, a songwriter, and just overall a pretty impressive person. So I'm excited to get a chance to talk with you today.
Thank you. I'm also really excited.
Did you have a good morning so far?
Yes.
Let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
Did you have a good morning?
Yes, I did. Straight shot from Dover to Derry. So that's pretty good.
Why don't we go into a little bit of your past? So how did you originally kind of get into music? Like, what part of your life has music been?
Oh, it's always been a huge part. I mean, it's interesting because no one else in my family is musically inclined. So that's always interesting. But they've always been really big music fans. So growing up, my dad would always have like concerts playing on the TV from different artists he liked, like Peter Gabriel or the Beatles or whoever, Tina Turner. So it's like, it was always kind of part of my life, you know. And my mom always says too, I hate like agreeing with this because I don't actually have this memory in my head. I just know from her telling me. But if anybody were to ask her, she'd be like, oh, she was singing in the crib or oh, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because it's just that involved with my life.
So it's safe to say you've been into music for a long time.
Yes. Yes.
It's funny because music, I have always loved music, but it's also it's like the one artistic endeavor that I just cannot wrap my head around at all. Like, I feel like I can do most mediums to a point where it's like passable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like music is just very confusing to me, and I just don't understand really even the most basic parts of it. But as
Like
a human, I love it. As a human, I love it. So it's like it's the one thing that I feel like I can absorb and not feel like I need to go out and try to do it too. So do you remember what the first step you took in your musical journey was?
Well, I started doing theater when I was really young. So I was doing theater, which got me into doing singing lessons and dance. So I was always on stage growing up. So that's how it started.
And what was that? What was that like? Like, how does that musical theater transition into
just music?
Into just music.
That's very easy. So I was never a good actress. Like, I've never been a good actress. I'm an awful liar. So I feel like that always kind of translated to acting. But I always enjoyed it because I liked musical theater and stuff. But it's like, as I grew up, I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of sick of being tree number 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to move. To move on.
Not that tree number 3 isn't an integral part of every production.
Right. Yeah, like it was fun, and you know, I was there. I had spirit, but yeah, I felt like music was just always the constant thing that just made sense. It just made sense. It was just natural.
Can you remember what the first song you ever wrote was? Not like the cool one either. Not like the one you wrote when you were like 16. You know what I mean? Like, I mean the very first song attempt that you ever tried writing. Do you remember what it was?
Well, I think my first song I wrote was when I was 16, actually, because for a while the thought of songwriting, I couldn't even wrap my head around it. I'm like, I don't even know how people do this. This is crazy. I'm just going to sound so cheesy. And I was just overthinking everything. But when I was 16, I don't really remember what it was about, but I know like the rhyming was really weird and I don't know. But at the time I thought it was like so cool. But
did you write the music along with it?
Yes.
So you wrote both parts?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most people don't appreciate how hard just like taking something out of your brain and bringing it out into the world is.
Yes.
And so like those first ones are always going to not be your best, you know?
Right.
But it's important to just kind of like do the reps and go through it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So what you were in musical theater. You kind of evolved into someone who's doing music a lot. So what did that interim, like, what did that look like in the middle between you're doing musical theater, you hate acting, you just fucking hate being a tree, and then you move into singer-songwriter? Like, where's that middle ground? What did that look like for you?
Well, I always did chorus in high school, and even like in middle school, I would usually in music classes like get picked to do a solo. I'm not bragging, but like, you know, I would. So like that was kind of the middle, I guess. And yeah, just from there, like I was slowly learning how to play instruments. I was learning how to play guitar and keyboard, and yeah, kind of just went on from there.
Were you just doing covers and stuff at that point?
Yeah.
To kind of build that foundation?
Yeah.
When you were learning music, so you picked up the guitar and keyboard, were there times when you were doing it when you were like, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is, how does one go from doing like covers and that kind of thing to then like
to
jumping
writing?
off? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where is that transition?
Well, from a young age, I knew I wanted to be an artist, but I just didn't know. Again, like I was putting so much pressure on the writing part and how it would sound, and I think I was in a point in my life where I was using it as, like, I really was starting to use it as an outlet to write. I always enjoyed writing, just free writing, not even for music. So then it just kind of fell into place at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so you're learning guitar and keyboard?
Yes.
Are those like your main instruments still?
I say voice is my primary instrument. Like, I can play guitar and keyboard, but not, you know, I'm not Billy Joel, and I'm not.
I guess I never really thought about the voice as an instrument of its own.
Yeah.
So, like, when did you start taking voice lessons and stuff at some point?
Yeah, when I was really young, and then throughout elementary, middle school, like for a long time.
And then, so that was really your first instrument too.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
And then you started adding in the guitar and keyboard. What was the onus? What was the reason for that?
Just to back myself up. That's really it, you know?
Got to make them TikToks.
Yeah, exactly. Or just like, I started busking on the street, like basically right after I graduated high school in downtown Portsmouth. And so I'm like, I'm not going to go out there with just like karaoke. You know what I mean? I'd feel weird doing that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just learn how to play guitar.
That's very interesting,
Yeah.
actually. So you were busking 18 years old?
Yeah.
With a license or illegally?
You don't need a license in Portsmouth.
Okay.
So.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I know.
Just us here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one time somebody came up to me and was like, you need a license. Like, this is way too loud. And I'm like, I don't think I did. Like, this is news to me.
That must actually be terrifying.
What?
Like, the first time going up to busk must be absolutely the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, I think the first time I did it on like a Tuesday or something in the summer. And so it was kind of nerve-wracking, but it wasn't. It's weird. I don't really get stage fright in front of strangers. It's more when I'm in front of people I know. So it's like, that's not that bad, because I'm like, I could just be background noise.
Right.
People aren't really paying attention, you know? So, yeah, that was nerve-wracking. But eventually I just...
Did you find that most people were pretty open to it? Did you find that most people didn't love it, or?
Yeah, no, most people really liked it. So when people did complain, I was shocked, because I'm like, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's I'm not playing like metal out here, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with metal, but like, you know, it's pretty chill. I'm just playing acoustic guitar and singing, you know what I'm saying?
What was your thought process there? Because I know that a lot of, like, the Beatles, they spent a ton of time busking.
Oh, they did?
And playing, yeah.
I didn't know that.
They used to play, I can't remember the name of the street, they played for like a couple years just busking on this. And that's where the, if you ever read the book by Malcolm Gladwell, it's called, I don't remember what it is, but it's like the 10,000 hour rule. And that was like the example that he used for them having gone and gotten all this time in, because they were there every day, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day for years. And that's sort of how they built up into become such incredible musicians, is because they were constantly just practicing.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest thing that ever happened out? I would imagine being a street performer is like, either gonna be like the highest high or the absolute lowest low. Can you remember any like crazy stories from your days of busking that?
Well, it's really interesting because it's like while you're performing, you're also kind of people watching because it's like the people just, I don't know why. I feel like when they see a street performer, they think there's no stage, so they can just do whatever they want. Like they could just come up to you mid-song and be like, "Can you play this?" Or like, you know what I'm saying? Can I actually sing something? And I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. You know, so I'm trying to think of a specific story. It's escaping me right now. But I guess there was I started busking and different restaurants around town started to notice me and hire me to play outside their restaurant or inside. And there was a Mexican restaurant I started playing at, and I was playing there one day, and there was this couple that just loved me, and so they hired me for a party, and that was the first party I ever played. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Do you still play parties?
Yeah, I play parties, weddings.
Do you still busk?
Sometimes, depending on weather and whatever is going on that week.
Do you remember how much money you made the first time you busked?
I don't, but back in like 2021, it would be like 150, like easily.
That's a pretty good day.
Yeah.
How old were you at the time? Like 18, 19?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good day for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, right.
Damn, as a musician too. And so how often were you going out and doing that?
I was doing it like every weekend because on the weekdays it was usually not as much foot traffic and stuff. So it would be like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or sometimes Sundays, but mostly Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So it sounds like you basically made the decision that you were going to be a musician, and even if that meant just being a street performer, like was there ever a second option for you? Was there anything else you wanted to do?
Well, I've always been really interested in video and like video editing, and that's also something that I do like kind of during the day. It's interesting, when I did my first interview at Berkeley, I started talking to them about that because I feel like
casual Berkeley flex. No big deal.
Oh, when I was at Berkeley.
We'll get there. We'll get to it. Jeez.
No, but when I was interviewing to go there, I was talking about my love for making videos and music videos especially. I was talking about that with the interviewer, and she's like, "So why don't you just go to film school?" And I'm like, "It's not that easy. Like, I don't want to actually, you know what I'm saying?" But it has always been kind of like a back and forth. So I feel like in my artist journey, that's always going to be like visuals are always going to be so important to me and my, you know, the way I express it.
As someone who makes a living making videos, I appreciate that. I appreciate the sentiment. And I also appreciate sort of that feeling of like, well, I'm gonna be an artist, and I'm going to like kind of force that onto the world. And that's kind of what it sounds like you were going to do.
Yeah, right.
Was there anything that was there, like, what if you had gone out that like first couple weeks and it had absolutely tanked, would you just keep going? Like, what do you do at that point?
What do you mean?
Like if it hadn't worked out, like if you had gone on like let's say you had gone out and busking hadn't been what you expected it to be, would you have continued just trying to find another avenue in?
Probably, yeah. I'd probably just try to find another way in, like open mics or something like that. So
then you're busking on the street.
Yeah.
I don't want to say working on the street because that doesn't sound appropriate.
Yeah, right.
But you're busking on the street. And then when does that turn into college? Like when does that turn into Berkeley?
Yeah. Well, so I was busking. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Berkeley might have came first because I was in high school and I was applying to different music schools and stuff like that. And I remember I went to Amesbury High School, which is like the small town, like public school in Mass, and I had moved around a lot, so people didn't really know me. I was only there for 2 years, so there were other musicians at the school that if they applied to Berkeley, it would be like, oh yeah, they're going, no shot. You know what I'm saying? They're there. And I remember talking to my college counselor, and she's like, okay, but like, have you considered state schools? Or I don't really know. I mean, Berkeley's really competitive, and yeah, but I'm like, no, I really want to apply, and so then I got in, and yeah, just kind of.
Do you know? Did you ever figure out what it was that got you in, knowing that it's as competitive as it is?
I don't know, because I felt like my audition didn't really go that well. Like, because I didn't have any foundation with theory, and they test your theory a little bit. So I definitely not that. That didn't help me at all. And I also was coming off of a cold, which is the worst when you're a singer. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like I sang my best. So I was really shocked.
I mean, that's even more impressive though. Like, you got in and you weren't even at your best.
Yeah.
That again kind of feels like a little bit of a humble brag.
I really don't mean to.
I'm just kidding. Do you remember what song you sang for your audition?
I sang "Addicted to You" by Avicii.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, it's not like a super popular song. I like learned it from Just Dance, so that's how I found out about it.
Good thing you didn't find DDR first. Then you
Yeah.
would have, right? Then you would have been into dancing.
Right.
So obviously there is an entire show when it comes to music, right? So it's like you have your band, you have to be like singing and fucking moving around, and like you have to dress cool,
Yeah.
and like there's all these aspects of it, right? So when did you start picking up those different aspects and kind of adding them into this like Alexia persona as opposed to like Alexia the girl?
Well, that's another thing. I've always been really into fashion and expressing myself like through what I wear. Like I was late to school so many times because I would just.
You do dress very cool.
Thank you. But I was always just, fashion has always inspired me. So that part was really just me in general. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But you were.
I kind of forgot the rest of the question. I'm not gonna lie.
It's just kind of like, when did you start putting together? Because your stage performance is really cool. Like, you always are dressed very cool.
Thank you.
Like, there's a lot of lighting choices you seem to make that are pretty standard across.
Yeah.
You have your band, and then when you're putting on a show like that, there's like a lot of things that you think about that most people don't realize you're thinking about. And so I was just kind of curious when you started. Like putting that together as opposed to just like, I'm gonna walk up there and sing. Like, I would imagine Berkeley, you just walk up there and sing,
right?
Whereas like to go play in shows, to go play at parties, like you need to have more than just a voice, right? So like, I'm just curious when you started putting all that together.
Well, honestly, with every show and every gig, it's different. So a lot of gigs I have now, I play solo, so it's just me, my voice and my guitar or my keyboard. But I've always loved playing with a band. There's just something about it that I feel like my energy just is so much better. And I look at all of the artists I'm inspired by, like Talking Heads or again Peter Gabriel or people like that, Arctic Monkeys, where it's like so much energy comes from the vocalist just expressing like to the audience. So I always try to get a band when I can when it comes to my art, because I feel like that's when it presents itself the best. But every show is different because it's hard to coordinate like a whole band. So a lot of times I am solo, but yeah. And
going from theater, and then you're going to busking, which is like everybody pays to go to the theater and watch you, right? And then like you're going to these parties and stuff where people pay to watch you, and then you go to busking where it's just like you have to get people's attention. And so is there like a different mindset there, or are you just kind of, is it the same no matter what?
Like, is it the same when I'm busking versus doing a party?
Well, I guess is it like, does it feel the same when you're busking versus like doing a concert?
Yeah, it feels a bit different when it's my original music. That's when I get more nervous because I'm like, okay, there's people here I know, there's family here, you know what I'm saying? Then I start to get more nervous. But when I'm on the street, I'm not really nervous. I'll prioritize songs that I know people like. Like I'll kind of read the room, you know what I'm saying? If there's people that I'm like, oh, this is feeling kind of Gen X right now, I'll play like 80s songs or something like that. Or if there's people closer to my age, I'm like, okay, I can cover a Mac DeMarco song and we can vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you ever sneak in your own music in situations where maybe you aren't sure if it's going to hit or not?
Sometimes if I if I'm busking and I feel like the crowd really likes me and they're sticking around, then I'll play my music because I'm like they're listening.
Do you still go out and busk at all? Just sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sometimes.
So in our timeline, you've now moved beyond. You got accepted to Berkeley.
Yeah.
You started busking, and then what was going to Berkeley like? I mean, I feel like everybody hears about Berkeley as like the greatest music school in the world, right? So what is that like? And then, what was it like going to an institution like that?
Well, so for 2 years, I went to a partner school called Holland College in Prince Edward Island, Canada, because it just kind of made sense, like financially. So I went there for 2 years, and then.
Are you Canadian?
No, I'm from New Hampshire, but it just made sense because the idea of studying abroad was always cool to me, but my mom is a helicopter parent, so she's like, okay, we got to find something that's close, because there was one in, I'm trying to think, but there's one in Valencia. They have like a campus out there, and I think they have other partner schools around the world, but she's like, Prince Edward Island, okay, that's like we can drive there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of how that worked out, and that was really fun because it was really small. So you knew everybody in your class, and I think my favorite thing throughout going both there and Berkeley is the fact that people come from all over the world. Like that part was the best, even like aside from the academic parts of the school, because you just get inspiration from everywhere, like everyone's backgrounds, and I don't know. I just feel like you grow so much as a person as well, being exposed like that.
I feel like there's a lot of debate in the arts where it's like, is college actually worth going to? If you're just going to be an artist anyways, you know? If you're not going to make money no matter what, why go to that, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like going to Berkeley was worth it? Do you feel like you got what you needed out of it?
Yes and no. Like, I'd say mostly yes. I mean, I went and I studied business because I knew that I wanted to be...
Like music business specifically?
Yeah. Because I knew that I didn't want to get screwed over as an artist. So I was like, I should have a handle on what's going on. But then if, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out, I would be totally cool pursuing just being in the business. And as I mentioned, I also love video. So I got into like music supervision, which if you're not familiar, it's kind of like the process of choosing music for ads or movies or TV shows, something like that. So that felt worth it, because once I found that was a thing, because I was like, okay, I can do both of the things I love, and I can do something I love no matter what, you know?
It's funny because I literally do that for a living, and I've never heard it called that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, my God. So how have you heard it called? Like,
I've just heard it called music selection.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's like, so like what I do.
That's so interesting.
I like make commercials, and I do like content for people and stuff. And so like, I've never heard it called music.
And you choose the music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just call it either music selection or like, if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll say like, music production or music.
Yeah, now you know, music supervision.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to use that.
Yeah, yeah. And you'll see like in credits too on shows and stuff. I remember being like, music supervision. Like, what are they
sounds really
supervising?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking supervision.
Oh,
like,
no.
You can, like, I was thinking like you're seeing the whole thing. You have like supervision.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, like a music supervisor.
Gotcha.
That's like the title. Yeah. Supervision.
I could not have fucked that up more.
That's so funny.
So you got into selecting music too, and that's, I mean, is that just sort of like a feeling you have? Is that like, how do you select for like what kind of music you're adding into a commercial?
Well, I feel like I feel like I've always kind of had a good ear for reading the room. Like I always love getting on aux at parties, because I feel like I can just get a good handle. Even if I've talked to you for 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I think this person's gonna like this, you know what I'm saying? And so I'll like cue stuff up. And so I feel like it's kind of just a similar thing. Like you just kind of feel the vibe and like what feels right.
And so now that you graduated from Berkeley, you are now supervision. You now have supervision.
Now I have supervision.
What? So now you are living your life as a professional musician, right? Does that first, like, how are you navigating that? Like, what was the first kind of like 3 steps to making that a reality?
It's I'm not sure. Let me think. I'd say just a lot of it came from going on different websites. Like, there's different websites where people go to book parties, and there will be directories of musicians near them or whatever. So it was kind of like getting on those and practicing more, busking more, honestly. And then just emailing tons and tons and tons of people, like, all the time. And I still do that like crazy.
Who do you email?
Restaurants. A lot of the times, like, restaurants, because that's like the easiest way. And then, yeah. Whoever has a stage that you can get on. Yeah, exactly.
And then how do you balance that sort of like working musician with being a artist and like putting out albums and writing songs? Like, how do you balance that?
Yeah. It's kind of tough, honestly. My goal is to get into a better place where I can balance both, because it's hard to be, I mean, I feel so grateful that as an artist we have the tools to do everything, to wear all the different hats, but it's hard for me because I'm very much like, once I get into one thing, I hyper focus into that. So if I'm emailing, I could have sent 3 emails, but instead I sent 20. You know what I'm saying? I could have moved on, so I feel like it's hard for me to balance. So right now it kind of just feels like when a song hits me, sometimes it'll just come to me, like I'll get that inspiration, and if I can, I'll try to take advantage of it. But besides that, it's hard for me to make time out of my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you touring or anything? Have you toured with your original music?
No, not yet.
And do you have an album out?
I have 2 songs out right now, and then I have 2 more that I'm hoping to release soon. It's been kind of delayed because I changed my stage name, which kind of set things back.
What was your old stage name?
It was Alxia Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's just Alexia?
Now it's just Alexia.
That's not that big of a change.
You would think. You would think.
Especially with the spelling.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, well, now it's just Alxia, because something I learned at Berkeley is the importance of finding a stage name that nobody has. And so at first I was just going to go by Alexia, Alexia, like my name. But that's taken. And it's taken by like a semi like famous artist. I don't think she makes music anymore, but she's out there. And so I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. So then I did Alxia Scott, because Scott's my middle name. So I'm like, that's my birth name. I shouldn't have any problems with it. But then I found out there was another Alxia Scott that I didn't realize until my music was out. So then I'm like, okay, now I got to change it again. So then I went back and I'm like, okay, how could I do this? You know what I'm saying? So then I went to Alexia, but yeah, the process of changing it is a lot harder than you'd think.
I mean, it's smart of you, though, to take that into consideration. I feel like most bands, most like small-time musicians aren't thinking on like that level. It like really sounds like you're like, I feel like a lot of people, they take something and when you start down that road, like you need to treat it not like it's just something you're doing for fun. Like, you need to treat it, especially in your case where you want to do this. This isn't like a surprise,
Right.
And so you're setting yourself up for future success. I think it's really smart.
Yeah.
Is that something you learned in school, or is that just sort of like instincts?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I've just always wanted to do it. So I want to make sure that I'm presenting myself in the best way that will resonate with people, and also express like how I want to be perceived.
You have 2 songs out now. You have 2 more coming. How many songs have you written in total that it took to put those 2 out? This is, again, I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate this number, but I had a feeling where we were going to go.
Let me see. I have no idea the number, because it's so easy to start a song. So I've started so many, and even just like little melodies. We could go into my voice memos, and it's like hundreds. But I'd say the first song I released, it's called Perhaps. That was probably the third or fourth song I had written. So that one just kind of made sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so like how many songs do you think you wrote between, like, not like how many, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, how many times have you not finished a song that you can think of?
Oh, so many times. Like I can't even give you a number. It just happens so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how that works?
Yeah.
Like, and then you extrapolate that out to, like, you think of like the Beatles and how many songs they made. Like, how many times do you think they posted an absolute awful fucking song?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I actually heard ones that, I don't know if it was Paul's idea or John's idea, but when they would write together, they wouldn't leave the room until they finished. And it makes so much sense because when sometimes I'd be, because if you're using it as an outlet, you feel so emotionally charged when you're writing it. And then you're like, I'm just not really getting anywhere. I'll just come back to it. So then a couple days later, you're like, I'm not really that mad about it anymore. So now I don't really know what to say. You know what I mean?
I remember I had a friend who wrote a song, and it was a very angry song. And when I asked him why he wrote it, it was because someone had spoiled Harry Potter for him.
Oh my God.
He had like read the 7 books.
Oh my God.
Or he had read like 6 books, and they spoiled the ending. And he wrote this absolute, just the most angry song you've ever heard. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's funny. It's funny where we get our inspiration from.
I know.
So what is sort of in the future? What are you looking at to coming up now?
I'm just looking to keep doing what I'm doing and growing from there. I'm really excited for this show coming up in September.
What is this show coming up in September?
So, this show in September is from Telos Co, and it's going to be a concert at American Legion. And I'm really excited because a lot of times when I get hired, original music doesn't even come up in conversation. But Quentin Hawkins, who's the guy behind all this, he's like, can you play like
really cool dude, by the way.
Really cool guy. He's like, can you play as much original music as you can? And I'm like, whoa, I've never been asked this before. So it's pretty cool.
Are there other aspects of the show that you're planning, such as like, like what are all the other things you're taking? I just said such as, like, which sounded very unnatural.
I did the same thing.
Is there more to the show that you're planning? Like, are you sort of taking like full creative control? Or are you just like planning to bring you and your voice? Like, how are you planning to put the show together?
So I'm trying to get musicians together. My cousin has been my drummer for a while, so that's pretty much locked in. But I'm still looking for a guitarist. So if anybody sees this and you're a guitarist, hit my line. But like, yeah, I'm kind of like looking to get that just because, as I mentioned, I feel like my original music, to present it the way that I feel the best, it's kind of with some other people. But so definitely that part, but that's pretty much all set. And then I don't know, I might like think of some more visual things to add to it as well, and possibly merch. You've taken
a lot of cool photos too. Mm-hmm. Like you sort of had done, like, it looks like you did a couple of like photo shoots where you're like just doing crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Is that not crazy shit? But yeah, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it's just, go look them up. It's a picture. Yeah. But like, or yeah, if we're clipping this, maybe we can put a picture on the clip. But is that your idea, or did like photographers? Is that something you're actively doing? Is like going out and pushing your brand and pushing your stuff?
It's kind of both. So one of my best friends, she does my photos for me a lot because that's something that she's really into. So sometimes she'll have an idea and she'll be like, "Oh, this would be great to do for like a shoot idea." Like the most recent one we did, it was kind of based on stuff she saw on Pinterest. But sometimes I'll have more of an input. Like, it just all depends. But yeah, it's just all fun. Yeah.
So like, obviously we're living in a time when everything is changing as far as music is concerned, right? So like, we see, very famous record labels going out of business. We see nobody's fucking producing, music in their bedroom.
Yeah.
And then get it blowing up. Isn't that Billie Eilish? Didn't she produce her entire first album?
So I think it was her brother. Her brother produced it, but like they did the writing together.
In their bedroom, right? I'm pretty sure she did it in her
like
bedroom
that.
during COVID.
Yeah.
And so when you think about where you're kind of born in that, like, or where you're coming from in that situation, does it make you excited? Do you feel like you're missing something by not having that, like, past musical kind of support? Is there like, how do you feel about the music industry moving forward?
I feel pretty optimistic because I feel like I think about this a lot. If you go on your social media, everyone's algorithms are so different and complex that everyone, like, the chances of going viral, I feel like, are a lot higher because there's so many different algorithms. So you could see something that had millions of views and I never saw it. And so that person could get just as successful. And there's just so many different niches now that can just, like, thrive.
Right.
So I feel like that part is really cool. But I feel like a lot of artists, social media isn't my favorite thing. So the fact that you have to prioritize that, I'm not like the biggest fan of, to be completely honest, but I'm really grateful to have it and to be able to just go on my phone and say, hi, I'm an artist. You know what I mean?
And then do you, shifting gears a little bit here to something a little bit, it looks like you've done a lot of like travel. Is that correct? Like around, I saw like scrolling through your stuff, I saw like photos of you in New York. I think I saw pictures of you in Paris. Is that right?
No, I wish.
No? Okay. But like just a bunch of, I saw you do a lot of like sort of traveling and like going to different cities and stuff. Is that something that you just like?
I mean, I have friends in New York, so I just adore New York so much. Like we could have a whole different episode about how much I love New York. So I just love going there. Like one of my roommates from school, she lived there for a bit, so I'd go and visit her. And then throughout high school, I would just be begging my mom to constantly bring me there because of how much I loved it. But
what is it about New York that you love?
Well, I feel like it's a big hub for rock music, so that's something that just immediately pulls me. I like the idea of like hidden places where there's a ton of people, almost like the algorithm thing. Like you could go in this place and there's tons of people for this band and they seem like huge fans, but you have no idea. You've never heard the band before, and they could be like on the come up and you just have no idea. I feel like it's so diverse, again, with people from all over the place, which I love. And yeah, I'm trying to think of other reasons, but it's just
being there.
Yeah, it's just being
there. You love being there.
Yeah.
Have you found any cool bands that you had never heard of before while you were there?
Yes. There's one called Why Another. They're pretty cool.
Why Another?
Yeah, Why Another.
I've never heard of them, so I'll check them out.
Yeah, definitely check them out. There's one song called Outside the Globe. That one's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah. A friend of mine that I met at like a Berkeley alumni thing, he like produces their music, I'm pretty sure, or they're just friends. And so one time I came to visit and he was telling my best friend and I, like, oh, come see the band that I'm working with. And again, there were so many people there and I'm like, wow, this is so cool, you know?
Well, that could be you.
Yeah.
That's Alexia.
That's true.
What do you think are your main like musical influences? Like who do you love as a musician?
Yeah. I love the Beatles. I love...
We have established that you love
Yeah,
the Beatles.
we have. I like went silent.
It's only like the sixth time we've talked about the Beatles.
I know. Take a shot every time we talk about the Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles. Peter Gabriel, Talking Heads. Let me see, who else? I don't know if you've heard of Love Cat, but she's an artist that's on the come up. She's from London. And I mean, I don't know if I can say she's an influence as an answer, but when she started coming up, I'm like, I feel like she's ripping off my brand, but obviously she's not, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I have a very similar artistic vision to her, so I resonate with her music a lot. But I love...
What's her name? Love Cat?
Love Cat, like Luvcat. Okay. And...
Have you ever talked to her?
No. One day.
I bet you should reach out to her.
I know.
She's probably like in that spot right now where like she's not so big, she's not checking her own DMs.
Yeah.
You should DM her.
Yeah. I should. Yeah. She's really cool. But what was I gonna say? I feel like I've always been drawn to artists that have these sounds where it's like there's a lot going on, if that makes any sense. Like Talking Heads. I don't know if you've ever seen Stop Making Sense, the concert film they did. Oh my God, highly, highly recommend. But it starts out with him playing Psycho Killer, David Byrne. The first song, it's just him. And then as the show goes on, more and more musicians come to the stage, and the energy just goes crazy, you know?
The Talking Heads were great showmen.
Yes.
Fantastic showmen.
Great showmen.
They had a great show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of the Talking Heads. I've never seen any of their live albums.
Oh, yeah, you have to. You've probably seen clips and didn't realize it's from that because I feel like it's so famous.
Probably.
Like there's the one where he's like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's from that show. Yeah, so yeah, I've just always been really inspired by when there's that energy of like so many musicians.
Imagine like 40 years ago he did this one time, and then now you're able to just do that, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how like that moment's so small. Yeah.
He probably just did it. He was probably high.
Yeah,
Didn't even know what he was doing. He just completely out of his mind. So you have 2 songs out. You have 2 more songs coming. Mm-hmm. Where do you get the inspiration for your music? Like, where do you, what things inspire you to make music? What are your songs about?
So it's always different. I feel like honestly, I get a lot of my inspiration from films. I'm a big film nerd. Like I have directors I love. Like Jordan Peele is one of my favorite directors.
What's your favorite film of all time?
Of all time? Well, I guess since I'm talking about Jordan Peele, I could just say Us is one of my favorite films of all time. Which, depending on who I say that to, if they've seen it or not, they're like, really? You know what I mean? Because it's really unique. Like I've never seen anything like it.
It is very unique.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that actually heavily inspired my song Perhaps.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's just I get so obsessed with a movie when I love it. Like I'm thinking about it all the time, and I'm looking for the Easter eggs. I'm watching the interviews. You know what I'm saying? So I immerse myself in it so much that I like creating music that feels like it could come out of that world. You know?
So do you have that in mind? Like, so obviously talked about you want to make videos too. Do you have like a video, like a body of work as far as videos are concerned? Do you make videos currently?
Yes, but it hasn't really come together with my music yet.
So it's not tied to Alxia?
No, not yet. Like I'm hoping to get into that more. But right now, most of my video work is just more corporate, like professional stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With film, so let's talk about film for a little bit. So
mm-hmm.
you love Us. What else do you love? What are like your top 5? I can talk about movies all day. So
okay. Oh my God. I love movies that make me think, like that. Like I just love that feeling of being like, okay, what, you know? So
like Tenet.
Us. Yeah, that movie's good. Not my favorite, but I like it. Christopher Nolan's amazing. What were you gonna say? I feel like you're about to say something.
I'm a weird Christopher Nolan fan because like I really like a lot of his stuff, and then a lot of his stuff I feel like a lot of times he does things just to be difficult. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of times he does stuff that he doesn't really understand just to be like, I did this amazing thing that
like
nobody understood, nobody gets it but me. And I don't think he really gets it a lot of the time.
Yeah, like I feel like this movie, what's the next movie he's doing? The Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, it sounds good because I feel like his name's on it, but I feel like I'm gonna be so confused.
Like I thought Oppenheimer was great.
Oh, it was.
I thought Tenet was okay.
Yeah, I thought Tenet was okay. Yeah.
I thought Interstellar was good, but it was more just like interesting. Like, I thought a lot of the things he did were interesting, but I didn't necessarily love the movie.
Oh, I thought that movie was really good.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was dumb at the end when he's like looking through the library at his daughter or whatever. Yeah, I didn't like all that.
Yeah. I think I was just confused.
But Memento, did you ever see Memento?
Oh, Memento's a great
It's
movie.
an incredible movie.
It's
I love that
incredible.
movie. I feel like his style works better on like an individual level.
Yeah.
And then when you extrapolate it out to the point of like Interstellar, it just gets too convoluted.
Yeah, that
and
makes sense.
lost. That's just how I feel.
Yeah,
I know that's a very unpopular opinion, but that's how I've always felt about him.
Yeah, no, I get that though. I get that. But let me think. Top 5. So definitely Us. Maybe Get Out, honestly, too.
You really love Jordan Peele.
I love Jordan Peele. Like, I love that man. The Florida Project.
Never seen it.
Oh, that's the guy that oh my god, I can't think of his name. The guy that directed Anora. Sean Baker, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good. Let me think.
Yeah, we didn't know I was gonna hit you with these deep questions.
I know, this is really deep. I can't think right now.
Do you script movies? Do you like?
I used to write plays when I was little. I like sometimes at recess or something like that.
So you write, you do music, you make videos, you do all of this stuff. And it's just like, it's like, no matter, it's like you're just like an artist.
Yeah.
Like overall, right?
Yeah.
Is that just how you feel about yourself?
Yeah. Like I feel like creative things have just always been my strongest suit.
Do you think that that's for everybody, or do you think that you need to be something special to do that?
I don't know. I think anybody can be creative. I don't think, like I have friends that are like, oh, like I just don't get it. I just don't. And I'm like, I think anybody, they just have to allow themselves to not judge what they're making and feel like they're making it for other people. They have to come from a place of doing it for themselves first, and then they can be creative in any way they want. But I think there are some people, just like there are people, like, I don't know if you've met engineers, but when you meet an engineer...
No, I've never met an engineer.
Yeah, I don't really know why I said that.
I didn't go to Berkeley, and I've never met an engineer.
No, but like, when you meet an engineer, I feel like it's very clear.
Yeah.
Like, this person is meant to be an engineer. That's how I feel about just being a creative person. It just makes sense.
There's definitely some people I've met, and I'm like, you're definitely just a creative who went off the rails.
Yeah, like, you're a creative, and you're doing a 9-to-5, and it's not working.
You are going insane.
Yeah, right.
You have not changed your pants in 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
So are you, now that you're doing this show with Telos Co. It sounds like you're putting out more music. Are you planning on moving away from doing like general parties and like covers and stuff into doing just your own stuff all the time?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Is that something you're doing consciously though, or is it just something that's happening naturally?
It's just kind of happening naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any kind of timeline for when you want to be like,
oh boy,
out of that? It seems like you've planned a lot of this stuff, so I didn't know if you had planned this part of it.
Not really. It's just kind of when it happens, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were your first 2 songs well received?
I'd say like fairly so. I mean, it was my first song, so, nothing viral just yet, but
you do have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And the songs are both very good. I listened to them both.
You.
I thought they were
Thank you.
I bought them both.
Oh wow!
I thought they were both exceptional.
Wow!
So great job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. You bought them. Wow.
I bought them on
That's
iTunes.
Amazing. If you ever need songs for music selection,
if I ever need some,
there you go.
Some supervision, I will contact you.
Some supervision. But yeah, I don't really have a specific timeline. I'm just, when it happens, it happens, and I just hope to keep doing what I'm doing.
Are you working with a producer, or like, are you doing everything from the beginning to end?
I work with a producer, definitely. As I said, I'm a creative brain. So the technical parts, like I wish that I had more patience for producing. I really wish I did. But I don't. So, and I have so many ideas in my head and I really want to bring it to life, but I don't know how. So it's so much easier to work with someone and show them references, like this is kind of the sound I'm going for the bass, or this is kind of what I want the bridge to sound like, and then they're like, oh yeah, okay, and they just do it like it's nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that's smart of you to be able to notice where your weaknesses are. I think a lot of people have a hard time with that. As you move forward in like, as you grow as an artist, are you like, where, I don't really know how this works. So you go from like working in, parties, bars, that kind of thing. And then you go to like touring. Is that like the jump, or is there steps in there?
I think there's probably some more steps in there. Like I see a lot of artists play DIY shows in like people's basements and stuff.
So basically I was really into like the Manchester and like New England hardcore scene. And so like all my favorite bands were just like high school bands that I was friends with, you know what I mean? Like none of my favorite bands exist anymore. And they used to just like, one day they would be playing a show here, and then the next week they would be like, yeah, we're going across to California. Like we're just kind of going.
Yeah.
And so is that the kind of path that I guess like a more traditional music person follows, or is there other?
I think so. Like I think that people kind of see where their audience is, like around the country, and kind of go depending on that. Like my cousin is actually, he's in a band called Sundrifter, and like they've toured in Europe, but I don't know if they've toured here. So it's kind of like, it's just kind of where the audience is and kind of following that.
A few years ago, there was a guy who released an album in like 2009, or no, it was earlier than that. I think it was like the late 90s. And then he found out in like 2009 that he actually had a huge following in like Africa.
That's crazy.
Like, so, and then he went to the country, and it was like the Beatles showed up. It was like just everybody came to the airport to see him. Everybody, like, he was treated like a hero. So I just always think about how funny that is.
Yeah.
I guess he had like posted the album, and it didn't take off anywhere except in this one country in like Africa, I think. I want to say it's Africa. And then one day he was just looking at the analytics, and he was like, why am I getting all these royalty money? And he's like, oh, it's because there's like hundreds of thousands of downloads of my song in this one fucking random country. And so he just went and did a tour in that one little country.
That's so cool. I love that.
So that's like kind of the power of the internet, right?
Yeah.
It like makes the whole world small.
Right.
For better or worse. Yeah. It like gives everybody that opportunity to find their audience.
Yeah.
And if you happen to have that audience in a very small African country, hell yeah, good for you.
Right, yeah.
It's all about reaching people.
Yeah, exactly.
When you look back at like your life as it's gone so far, is this what you wanted? Is this like, if you look back at that little girl who was playing like Tree Number 3, right? Would she be happy with where you've come to and what you're doing?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy at where I am. I mean, like there are days obviously where everybody wishes they could be bigger and everything, but I think that just gives me more to strive for. You know what I mean?
There's definitely that drain that comes as an artist, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, one day you're on the top of the world and like you just got,
right,
your biggest check ever, or like you just got, you know what I mean? And then like the next day comes along and you're like, I am the biggest piece of shit of all time.
Literally.
I fucking hate myself and everything I've ever done.
Yes, exactly.
And then the next day you're like, I'm okay.
Yeah,
and then it's like
it's constant.
It's a constant doubting yourself, highs and lows, and just like lack of confidence, but then way too much confidence maybe on the next day.
Yes.
Like, it's funny how that happens, right? And it's like
all part of the fun.
It makes you wonder, do like other people have that? Like,
I know.
Like guys showing up to the construction site like, I can't swing a hammer to fucking save my life,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then the next day they're like, I could build a Leaning Tower pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you want to do, but so how do you deal with that? How do you deal with like your mental health, your like imposter syndrome? Like, how do you deal with those kind of things, those negative talks?
Oh, I don't know. Not very well. I mean,
alcohol.
No. I mean, I feel like I'm such a, like, I just can't, it's almost a bad thing. Like I can't keep anything in. So it's like I'm lucky to have a really good support system that I can like just verbal diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? Like just say what I need to say, or just putting it back into the music. Like I hate conflict. I'm not really good at confrontation at all. So there's many times where it's like I'll get into a conversation and then I leave and I'm like, oh my God, I could have said this, this, and this. Like that would have been so much better if I said that instead of what I said, or just didn't say anything. So music kind of gives me a place to get the last word, you know, and just kind of and say, this is actually what I wanted to say, but I didn't have the nerve to say it.
And then you just email them the song.
Yeah.
You're like, just listen to this.
Yeah, right, just listen
Remember
to
that
this.
conversation we had?
You.
Remember that conversation we had a couple months ago?
Yeah, right.
Just listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
So when you say you're not good at confrontation, what does that mean?
I freeze. Like, I don't know. I just everything I could possibly want to say just goes.
In what kind of situations are you talking about? I'm assuming you're not meaning like a fist fight.
No. No. Just that one time. No.
Alexia shows get rowdy.
Yeah. Finally, the clickbait I need. No. Just everyday conflict, just with anybody. Like if it's a friend or anybody at all, you know what I mean?
You won't ask for mayonnaise if they don't put it on your sandwich, kind of thing.
Yeah, no. I mean, maybe like.
I feel that.
Depending.
I feel it. Yeah, it depends how friendly they are, and you're also going to apologize 40 times.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry that you forgot my mayonnaise, but
exactly.
Can you please just put it on there?
Right. Yeah, like oh my God, there's so many times where I introduce myself, hi, I'm Alexia, and they're like, oh, Alexa, nice to meet you. And I'm like, whoa, okay, not my name. You know what I mean? But I feel so weird being like, actually, that's not my name. So I'll just like keep it in. And then if they keep saying it, eventually I'll be like, yeah, it's Alexia. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know, or I'll say my name and they're like, has anybody ever made the joke to you like, hey, Alexa, make the, and I'm like, well, people have, but not because it's my name. You know what I mean?
That's funny. I've actually had the opposite problem because Nick's pretty easy to remember, but I forget everybody's names. And so I have a neighbor that I've been neighbors with for like 3 years. He told me his name when we first met. And then now I don't know his name. And we're way too deep in our relationship for me to ask him what his name is.
That's the worst.
So I have no clue what his name is. I talk to this man every single day.
Yeah.
No idea what his name is. I just call him like buddy and dude. And bro.
You just don't say the name.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, hey, how's it going, guy?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe his name is Guy, and that's why he hasn't noticed.
Maybe.
But yeah, I have no idea what his name is, and we're 3 years deep.
Oh, no.
So do you have any advice for that?
I wish. I know somebody who would say they'd get someone's name and be like, okay, Nick, and they'd like say it a couple times, and then it would stick.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
I feel weird doing it out loud. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's working, but yeah.
So in your upcoming... Can you tell us a little bit more, give us a little bit more of a teaser of what we can expect at our upcoming show with Telos Co?
Well, definitely a lot of new music. Definitely the songs that will be released.
Are you releasing anything at the show?
There's a chance. If I get everything together that I need to. Yeah.
Is the show selling well?
I think so.
I think if you haven't got a ticket yet, you might want to get one soon because I think they're going to sell out.
Yeah, this is true.
Is this going to be the biggest audience you've played to?
It could be.
Is this the biggest room you've played?
Probably. Oh yeah, probably.
And are you doing anything special to prepare for it, or?
Not specifically, no. Just practicing.
You're like, I went to Berkeley, baby.
No.
I'm fucking untouchable. I'm bulletproof.
No, I wish. No. I mean, depending on if I do it solo or not, it's going to need a little bit more preparation. Like, yeah. So if I play it solo, what I'll probably do is I have a keyboard where I can do like live looping. So I'll probably make some loops or like some tracks to
So what do you need?
with.
Just a guitarist?
Yeah.
I know some guitarists. I'll put you in.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'll put you in contact with some people.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Well, we are coming up on an hour.
Okay.
It's been wonderful talking with you.
Yes, wonderful
I think we
talking
have
with
some
you
other
too.
plans for you.
Okay.
To do some music and stuff. Play
Okay,
some
cool.
music. So
cool.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
Guys,
you.
Thank you for listening. You'll be able to find the link in the description of what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. This has been Before the Show with Telos Co. My name is Nick Sands. I'm here with Alexia, and go check her out. Oh, yeah. Where can people find you?
Oh, people can find me.
This is my first time, guys. Don't be too harsh on me.
It's pretty good. I'm on social media. It's Alxia Music everywhere, but it's spelled Alxia. And I'm out on all streaming platforms. Right now, Apple Music is still kind of giving me some trouble. So you might see me as Alexia Scott or Alexia. Who knows? But I'm Alexia.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for Telos Co. for putting this on. And we hope to see you on September 6th.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.